keep this so that you don't lose it at the end. All right, we want to look at the hoof very quickly. I'm going to rush or run over the hoof as if I'm a 200-ton lorry. I just run over it. Okay. Thanks. Okay. Remember, this is the foot. And the foot right from this down. Right from here down. Okay. We have the digits. But that, in equine anatomy or terminology, that is the foot. So don't go to the stable and tell the stable handler that, oh, you don't know anything. That is not the foot. Okay? But in equine terminology, that is the foot. The hoof wall and all of the structures inside it, including that. And then we turn that up. You see the third phalanx, the navicular bone or distal sesamoid bone, the distal end of the second phalanx is also within the foot. You have the tendon of the deep digital flexor muscle. You have part of where that one ends. Really? Oh no, superficial. But the common or long digital extensor tendon will end first at the extensor process. Then you have the digital pad, a cushion, digital cushion. And on either side, you will have the ungual cartilage which will project beyond. Note that you have the skin of the rest of the foot, and the junction between it and the hoof is known as the coronet. That's why some people call the periople as the coronary band. Okay, so bear that in mind. Many clinicians will be using the word coronary band. They won't bother using the term coronet. Is that okay? Now we said the hoof wall is really equivalent to a fingernail. Has three main portions, the toe, and then from the toe you have two quarters, a medial quarter and a lateral quarter. I don't think I have time to tell you how to determine the medial and lateral, but let me quickly do that. Look at this very carefully. If that is the midpoint there, from there to there has a greater curvature or sweep than from there to there. Sharper on this side. Look at that, sharper there. You agree? Much broader there, greater curvature than there. Okay. So that is the medial, which is more steep, and that is the lateral, which has a much greater curvature. Okay, how do you determine the forelimb behind you? We don't have two of them here, but the forelimb has a very broad toe. The hind limb is more pointed. All right, I'm not likely to ask you those in the examination. Now we said that the wall is made up of 2 or 3 tissue layers. The stratum externum made up of 2 parts. Now remember, stratum externum, 2 parts. The periople, and then running distally from the border of the periople, you have the very thin, I'm peeling it off, very thin, stratum tectorium, okay, which is relatively impervious and does not allow moisture to evaporate from the wall, otherwise it will be a crack. Runs all the way to the base of the body. Then the bulk of the hoof wall is made up of the stratum medium. Remember we said that the innermost layer of the stratum medium is never pigmented. See that there? Never pigmented. Okay. For the external layer, other parts may be, just like here, pigmented here, but not here. Pigmentation and the hoof wall, what does the pigment do to the hoof wall? Nobody knows. Apparently, absolutely nothing at all. It just happens, it is there. Then the innermost layer is the stratum. I have to cover it, I don't want it to dry out. That will be the. This is the stratum internal. See those? With those leaves running down. See those leaves running down? Stratum internal. With the lamina running proximal distally. Yeah. See the lamina? How many of them are there? About 600. Yes, about 600. Is that okay? And the laminae are also non-pigmented. So the deepest layer of the stratum medium is non-pigmented, and then just next to it, the stratum internal is also not pigmented. Okay. It is. That, who is that person? Ah, yeah. Rudy is at his best when he's doing that. Okay. Can somebody hit him on the head and let him go down promptly? Aha, no more, that's okay. Okay, note the stratum medium and the stratum internal together there, rounding down to the basal bottom. If we clean here, you will see that white line. I've been asking Mr. Stratton to clean the hoof wall. Apparently he doesn't have the instrument. He's done a lot. Clean it and you see that white line all the way. That is the white zone. Okay. So when you are asked what forms this white zone, is the innermost layer of the stratum medium and the stratum internal. Good. And why is the white line important to you or to the farrier? Yeah, because when you put the shoe, you should avoid it. See this one? It has had some nails. This one had a shoe sometime. So that you put your nail outside of the white line. When you make a mistake and go into or beyond it, you could hit this, the dermis. Okay. All right. Now,
what do these people call it that do the horseshoes? How do they know what to do?
Oh, they see the white line, and so they put their nail just lateral to it, through there and then out there. Okay, where was I? All right, those are the three layers: stratum external, stratum medium, and stratum internal. Note that the dorsal border of the hoof wall has that deep groove. See that? What do we call that groove? And feel the surface. Okay? You can still feel it even with your gloves. See, it's not smooth. Okay? What do we call that groove? Yeah, the coronary groove. Okay. And if you feel it, it's gritty. That is because of the number of holes there. What are those holes for? Exactly. Those holes are for the papillae from the coronary dermis. We've used this in the last 4 years to teach this course. So we lost a lot of the papillae. See the papillae there? Quite short. We lost a lot of them. See? Very finger-like. Yeah. Okay. And then you can see them. These are the papillae of the sole dermis. Okay. All right. Now let's look at the various aspects of the basal portion. Remember we said toe, quarters, and then the quarters run caudally, and then in the region of the heel reflect upon themselves to form the bar. See the bar? There and there. That is the bar there. That is the bar there. Bar. Okay. And then we have the frog. Or let's talk about the sole first. The sole. See, you see the shape of the sole? Concave. Even in this version. Concave there, concave there. It is relatively soft relative to the wall. Okay? It's flaky, and you can see that quite flaky, concave, and forms the bulk of that surface. And projected into the sole, you have this pyramidal structure, which is the frog. Do you agree that is the frog? Okay. Made up of an apex that projects into the sole. And from the apex, you have two roots, or crura, that run divergently in a caudal direction. And each crus blends with the heel of the ball. Okay? And because of the divergence, they leave a groove. What is that groove called? Called the sulcus of the frog, or no. Central sulcus is the old name. It's now called the groove of the frog, or frog sulcus. Sulcus means groove in Latin. Is that okay? Now, let's look at the frog. What type of, how much moisture do you have in the frog region?
30 to 30.
Yeah, quite about 50% of moisture. This is about 30 to 33%. Okay, now between the frog and the bar on each side, we have this groove, deep groove, the paraconial groove. But if in the examination you do not remember paraconial, you could say collateral sulcus. But I don't think I'm going to be very happy with you. I will calm down and give you the point. But, but please remember paraconial, because that is the conius. Paraconial. Okay. Now note, if you look at this, you have very young, so you will see that the grooves between the lamellae there appear on that surface. See the laminae there, the grooves between adjacent laminae also appear because those laminae run all the way down. They are in that area. Okay? That is why we shall be coming to that. Remind me to talk about it when we talk about the laminar dermis. Okay. Any question on that? Oh, we spent more than the time I thought we were going to spend. Okay, so what do we call those laminae there?
Ordinary.
Now this one, epidermal laminae, or insensitive laminae, or horny laminae. And he has rightly said that about 600 of them are there, right from there. Okay. Now let's go to this. This belongs to this. Okay, but remove this money. This is shrinking now gradually, so it's becoming more difficult to remove when you put it back. Okay. You removed the epidermis. That is the epidermis. And what do you have in place? The dermis of the skin. Remember, the skin has epidermis, dermis, and subcutis. Okay, same thing here. Right? And this is virtually a mirror image of that surface. Okay, one thing I forgot. The frog, paracoonial groove, frog sulcus, but on the inner surface, the frog sulcus forms a spine. You know that as what?
That is the sulcus.
No, that is the sulcus of the frog. Spine of the frog, or frog stay, S-T-A-Y. Frog stay or spine of the frog. Whereas the grooves there form the ridges of the frog. Is that okay? Spine of the frog, ridges of the frog. And you have the digital cushion, that part there, occupying that area. And the spine of the frog projects into the digital cushion, holding this in place. Okay, I think that's all we need. Right? So, the dermis, which is a mirror image of that internal. You see, you have the coronary groove there. And because it forms a groove, what projects into the groove is the coronary dermis. See? Thick groove. But before then, we have lost this because this was difficult to remove. You know where this came from? This came from the US. Fresh. Then my teacher, Dr. Hamburg, who is around, used them to teach term 5. And he asked me, Tom, do you need these things? I said, oh yes, sir. Just give them to me. That's how we got them. And it was not exactly a perfume factory when we first got it. But we managed to lose all of that smell from the environment.
Do you keep it in formaldehyde?
Yeah, we put it in formaldehyde. Once I finish, it goes. Okay, so we have the perioplic dermis. Just that thin line there. Perioplic dermis there. And the border there. Which we produce the periople and the stratum tertorium. Is that okay? Then we have that ridge there, the coronary dermis, which will produce the bulk of the hoof wall, stratum medium and stratum internal. That is why you have a large number of holes. If you look very carefully, quite a large number of them. And that's why it is rough. Feel it. Say rough because of those holes. Okay? So the papillae, the dermal papillae, and you can see only a few of them there. Oh, it's dried up again. You see a few there. Most of it is broken off. But if you look there, you see the papillae? Yeah. They project into those holes, and they are the ones that produce the horny tubules that form the hole. Okay, then if we have the perioplic dermis, coronary dermis, so we have not taken care of the wall. Then we have this. What do we call that? Several laminae. This time dermal, sensitive laminae. What do we call this? The what?
The horny laminae?
No, these are the honey. These are the honey ones. These are the sensitive ones. Sensitive laminae or dermal laminae. How many of them? 600. About 600. What do they do? They interdigitate. These would interdigitate with those, so that the hoof wall can be held in place. And because of that, there's very little space between dermal and epidermal. Therefore, these laminae do not produce any horny material. There's no space. Except distally, each of them has the terminal papilla. Remember? Okay, the terminal papilla. Not projecting there. Longer than this papilla. And what do? The terminal papillae That's why I asked her to remind me. The terminal papillae will produce the straw-colored amorphous horny material that will bind the soul to the wall. So the terminal papillae there projects just at the fringe there, producing the straw-colored material that will hold this onto this. And in addition, fill those spaces as they, which would have been present if the horny material was not produced. Okay? Remember, we told you that the adjacent spaces between them run up to that surface. Does that make sense? So if you are asked, the terminal papillae produce what type of horn? You should be able to say. It is not white. It's part of the white zone, but it's not white. If you look at it, in that region, you will find a white zone running on the outside, and just deep to it, this straw-colored horny material, which is produced by the terminal papillae to bind the sole to the hoof wall and to ensure that material cannot move through those spaces there. Is that all right? Good. So, periopic, coronary, and laminar dermis. Now let's look at the basal. We have the sole dermis, and we have the frog dermis. Look at the number of papillae. We've lost a lot of them already. See them? Very rich in papillae. It is those papillae that will produce the sole and the frog of the wall. Okay, I think that is all we need to. In a nutshell, if you remember this, you are on your way to understanding the foot and on your way to term 5. Okay, now let's look at the structure of this side. I guess Dr. Dioka must have mentioned some of these already. Okay, unfortunately we cannot show the ungual cartilage except with, now the cartilage is gone.
Is it on the side right there?
Yeah, it's usually on the side. No, it's not ossified here. Well, even if it is ossified, it's gone. It's not here. That is the palmar process. Palmar or plantar process. Okay, but usually you can feel the ungual cartilage at that level. So it arises there but projects a little beyond that. Okay. Then we have that. What bone is that? Navicular bone. We have that. Good. All right. We have that cavity. What cavity is that? The coffin joint. Yes. Okay. And then that is good, the navicular dorsal.
Are there 2 navicular bursae or just one?
No, one. Now that bursa may appear small and then hidden within this, but you'll be surprised how many problems it has in the liver. It's unbelievable. Also, that bone, we have a conglomeration of ailments known as the navicular disease, all related to that. Then we have that ligament there, very short, a ligament there. What do you call that ligament? Now he has said so many things. Can somebody de-confuse me?
It's just distal sesamoid.
Impar. Okay, why is it called impar?
There's only one.
Yes, not pair. But that is a very small ligament. In fact, if you are not told, if you are not educated about it, you might think there's no ligament. But that ligament is a source of problem for the animal. You will be told that ligament can have a lot of problems. Impar ligament. Okay, and there are very few times when I did not tag that ligament in an examination. I might not do it this time, but there are very few times I haven't done it. including that bustle. And what is that? The digital cushion. You see how large it is in this dried specimen? You can imagine what it would be like if we were to open that area. Very thin. What is the function of the digital cushion? Concussion absorption. Okay. Well, as I said, we don't have much time to go into little details. But if you remember all of this, you are in very good shape. Any questions?
I'm trying.